Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next edition of the EG Responsible video series. My name is Anurag Sharma, Vice President, Information Services at Everest Group. And today I have with me a very good friend of mine, Mr. Dhiraj Dolwani, CEO and founder, B2R Technologies Private Limited. Dhiraj, would you introduce yourself, please?
Sure. Thanks, Anurag. I'm Dhiraj Dolwani, CEO and co-founder of B2R, which was started in an impact sourcing specialist model nearly 13 years back to create livelihood for rural youth in the beautiful but economically sidelined hills of Uttarakhand. We're going to tell you a little bit more about that story today.
Thank you, Dhiraj. Let me take all of you a little more than 6 years back when we at Everest Group were grappling with issues related to productivity with some of our foundational research activities. We were trying to reduce operational spend and effort as well in training and retraining of employees, and also reduce dependency on select individuals. Right. So Dhiraj and I got talking and we thought, why don't we get B2R in a phased manner? This was also a change for them from a process-oriented approach to a knowledge-focused approach. And despite initial challenges related to training and of course, understanding the domain, we are here now 6 years down the line, delivering quality and sticking to timelines despite tough situations like the COVID pandemic. So Dhiraj, would you like to share your side of the story and how this particular collaboration also helped evolve B2R's model as well?
Yes, sure, Anurag. As with all good things, starts are not always the greatest. And if you remember, our engagement also started with some hiccups. We did have a trainer from B2R visit Everest office in Gurgaon to understand the process, who then trained the team at B2R so that we could start the tracking process for service providers and global in-house centers. And the initial challenge that we faced was in the concept building, comprehending the market, the functions, understanding the overall industry context, and then contextualizing the process training for the team. Because we were scanning the web for outsourcing information and then filling in relevant information in your databases. It wasn't just looking for keywords. The context was needed to be well understood to classify an item as relevant. And it was a journey for us to understand that institutionally first, and then processize it for a team member who doesn't have the academic background nor the kind of life exposure that an analyst usually has in your team. And then to create the right processes for the team to replicate those deliverables with high quality. And I can say that the patience and support of the Everest team was the most critical element to the knowledge transfer and understanding of that terminology. One of the biggest changes, and I would say what helped us was in helping to create the research and insights, the work for Everest. It created an approach for us to do complex tasks beyond the simple rule-based stuff. And while, of course, we did have a lot of queries in the initial period, during the pilot period, the number of doubts and the questions, they were in, your team was inundated with them from our side. But over a period of time, as those queries were resolved and a process and a mechanism was set in place, it resulted in very high quality being delivered to the satisfaction of your team. So I think the biggest takeaway was that the teams really need to work closely together, more so at the beginning in the initial stages, with regular feedback, with weekly touch points and the calibration sessions. That is what builds confidence on both the sides.
Thanks for sharing, Dhiraj. And I completely agree with you because it's been a learning experience for me and my team as well. And learning has never stopped. So hopefully this conversation today has brought about a new sense of appreciation towards this ecosystem, this model of value creation and community development. Thanks, Dhiraj, for taking our time today. Thanks, everyone, for listening in and watching. And have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Anurag.